All right, Shalom. All praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rucha Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to the hopeful elect Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rucha Kodash. So this is just a quick one here. And as you can see, it says, Gabrielle Carrington charged with attempted murder. So I guess the woman in the main picture murdered the woman on the left by running her over. This is what happened day before yesterday. She ran her over outside a nightclub, over some disputes that they've been having over the I think it was something to do with a man as well. But a lot of this stuff's coming out. It's like these are like social media influencers and it kind of in girls and that, in society. But it just shows you a lot of things, man. One, that these women are batshit crazy, especially these supposedly good-looking women in this society. They're batshit crazy, filled with demons. You know what I'm saying? And then people are just not right in general, man. All right? And she killed her over some type of, I think they maybe were seeing the same man, or there was a lot of things floating around. But there's a video circulating, you can see it. She just flat runs her over and runs another man over as well. All right, over some type of dispute. So let me read this here, but it just shows you, I've got some scriptures lined up, but it just shows you the wickedness of the modern women in this society. They're totally out of order, and then just shows you the wickedness of people in general, men and women, man. This is an adult, like the scripture says, an adulterous and sinful generation, which is what we're in. It's just complete, demons walking around us, man. All right. So I'll read this here. It says, from the Shade Borough, this is like one of them social media gossip sites. So it says, Gabrielle Carrington has been charged with attempted murder, grievous bodily harm with intent, actual bodily harm, dangerous driving and drink driving. Yeah, so they obviously got into a altercation. She was, intoxicated outside of the nightclub. And that's another thing. What the hell are women doing? Showing you this society is completely out of order. What the hell are women doing? Being drunk, gadding abroad. What does the scriptures talk? The scriptures goes into that. Women being drunk, gadding abroad, things of that nature. All right? The wickedness that it causes. All right? And then they're hopping from man to man, just causing mischief within this society. All right? Which ultimately leads to death, which is what's happened here. So it says, she has been remanded in custody ahead of her appearance at Westminster Magistrates Court on Tuesday, the 21st of April. Police have confirmed a woman in her 30s remains in a life-threatening condition. A man in his 50s sustained life-changing injuries and was taken to hospital, while a third woman in her 30s was treated for minor injuries. Despite tributes circulating earlier today, the Metropolitan Police have confirmed the victim is in life-threatening condition. Yeah, so the girl on the top left is basically fighting for her life after this other woman ran her over, all right? And you can see it's pretty gruesome video. It's online, but it just shows you, why we need Yahweh Shai back, man. All right, and I'm pretty sure, well, you can see the main woman there. She's an Israelite, she's a Jake, but it just shows you how gone this system is, man. All right? It shows you how gone this system is. It's just how gone the people are, right? And these so-called fine women or whatever they think themselves today, they're really useless, man. They're mental head cases, come on, are these women? These look like, like they got any fucking inkling of trying to behave righteous or anything? Hell no, man. You know what I'm saying? These look like women that will make, good wives and all that. This place is through, bro. The best thing is to wait for Yahweh Shai to destroy this place and establish a new world, man. You know what I'm saying? These are the batshit doolally motherfuckers that's out here. These motherfuckers, men and women, people are just gone, man, in this society. Right? They don't know nothing about any order, It's all crazy, bro. And I mean, she killed her over some type of dispute. But I mean, it's like, come on. It just shows you the love of many just wax cold, bro. It just shows you how far gone this place has become, man. Right? So let me read this here. This is Matthew 24:12, it says, I mean, I'm not going to play the video. That's just enough there with the picture. But it just shows you how gone this system is, man. It just shows you we need Yahweh Shai to correct this society, man. All right? So this is Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Yeah, because iniquity shall abound. Yeah, iniquity is sin upon sin. So because iniquity is abounding in this society, and why is iniquity abounding? Because the wicked is in authority. All right? The wicked, being the so-called white man, is in a seat of power in society. So iniquity is increasing. Iniquity, you know, it's iniquity on top of iniquity within this system, man. All right? That's all that's taking place. It's just sin upon sin. And because that's allowed to continue on in this society, the love of many shall wax cold. Because if you're living in a society that upholds no structure or no laws, well, guess what? You know, people are going to just, you know, treat each other like shit. And this is the system that we're in. Because there's so much sin around us daily. It's normal for people to treat each other like with a cold way, you know? To hurt each other, harm each other, steal, murder, whatever you can think of is what's going on in this system. Because it's a system of sin. This is the world of the wicked, man. All right? The wicked's in authority, being the so-called white man, the Edomites. And basically what they say... Yeah, so basically what their rulership is in control. They're in control, and basically their wicked world is what people follow, man. And they don't uphold no law. So because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So people are just cold out here. This is the end days. This is part of the signs of the end days, all right? Women running each other over, people just murdering each other, you know, people killing their families, etc. Parents killing their children, children killing their parents. This is what's going on. This is all out of order. So because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. All right? And basically, he that shall endure until the end is referring to the hopeful elect. You know, us brothers within the hedge of this truth, brothers and sisters and their families within the hedge of this truth, you know, we are basically, you know, Lord willing, hoping to endure until the end. We're the ones hoping to remain till Yahweh Shai comes back. All right, doing our best to stay on the path, man. Stay out of wickedness, stay out of, you know, hey, this is another thing. This is another thing too, man. What we always tell the Akyam is like, you know, try and stay away from people in the world, man, as much as you can. I mean, the scriptures talk about using the world, but not abusing it. But try not to get too involved with people in the world. I mean, yeah, you might have people that can sort you out with things like money and help and stuff like that, which is cool. You know, but the best thing is try not to mingle with people in this world. You know what I'm saying? Trying to go to events and, you know, trying to be friendly with people that are not of this truth, man, because they carry demons, man. They carry demons, and when you get around them, you might want to go around these events for these fine women and etc., the fine women of this society. But these are the type of, like, this woman that ran over this other woman. This is what you're going to encounter out here in these clubs and, you know, certain environments. Women like that ain't shit. That ain't about shit, bro. All right. That's what you're going to kind of encounter in this system. It's the truth. So, you got to be careful. And these people these men and women out here, they carry spirits, man, that can attack you, that can jump on you and shit like that, man. So, you got to be careful, man. You definitely says, what did the Lord say? He said it's a spiritual battle, you know, and wickedness in high places. So this is what's taking place. You know, and part of this society also, part of the wickedness of this system was that lust as well, you know, the lust to get involved with stuff, right? That lust of life and all this bullshit, man. Well, it can cost you your life, man. So it says, but he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. So that's the brothers and the sisters and their families in this truth. We got to endure until the end. We got to overcome this place, man. All right? Till Yahweh Shai returns, we have to overcome this wicked society. Okay? Let me read this one here. This is Ecclesiasticus 25 and 19. Ecclesiasticus 25 and 19. Because the scriptures tell you all these things, man. All right? Well, let me read it from here. This is Ecclesiasticus 25 and 19. I'd rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. This is what the Lord said about, evil women, man. And women, the scriptures talk about the women not being right even from the ancient world. But imagine today, you had women that you had to keep in order from the ancient world, and they were way better than these modern women. See, this feminism has destroyed modern women. Feminism has destroyed society because it's just created generation after generation of evil women, man. Evil women that don't respect men, don't respect each other, don't respect themselves. And they think that they're right. They think that they're independent. No, you're not independent. The system, the so-called white man, the devil tricked you, man. All right? Ain't no such thing as an independent woman. You're subservient to something. And these women screaming that they're independent and all that in this society, these wicked feminists, well, guess what? Who are you subservient to? You're really subservient to the state, man, to Esau's system. So let's read what this says. I'd rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. So it's better to dwell with a lion or a dragon than to stay within the confines of a wicked woman, man. All right. It says the wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Man, look at this woman. Salak, where is it? Where was we? It was here. If you look at this woman, you can look at her countenance. I mean, she got a dark countenance. Look at her countenance, man. Look at her eyes, man. Look at this woman the one that died. Even she looks evil. Look at the woman she's the one that's in critical condition on the top left. Look at her countenance, man. The darkness of her, what did he say? Changes of her, like a dark, see what I'm saying? The countenance, man. Look at that. Come on, man. These women look evil as all hell. What did it say here? It says here, read that what it says there. It says, the wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance like a sackcloth. Look, man, they look dark to me. All right? So this is what it is. These are dark spirits out here, man. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. And that's the point I wanted to get from 19, actually. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman, that the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Yeah, so these women are basically out of order in this society. All right? And part of that is because they followed the beat. They've been tricked by the devil, the serpent, man. All right? They've been tricked by the serpent, which is a so-called white man and his system. All right? They've been tricked into believing this feminism and women's lib and independence and all this. You've been tricked and you've helped destroy your own men. Or, you've helped to destroy your nation. These are so-called Negro, Latino, Native American women. And all these women, because it's even now falling even on these so-called white people, man. That feminism's even destroyed them. It's destroyed their women. I'm talking about like the peon so-called white man. His woman ain't in order. So it just shows you this serpent system has messed things up, man. And it's created nothing but chaos, man. And it tells you here, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. And Esau, the Edomite elites, they understand this. They understand if you put women in leadership positions, it causes chaos. All right? And that was what it was all about. Aaron Russo and Nick Rockefeller, what was he telling them? He was talking about the chip to him. Remember when Aaron Russo revealed all of that? And he was telling him basically that whole feminism thing was to double tax the household. So women can go to work and they can also be taxed. But also the man can be taxed. But then also it takes the women out of the house. Creates dysfunctional families. That's what it was all about. It was a trick of the wicked elites. And it's worked. It's worked, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushai was the one that really gave them the inspiration to do that. But it's all for a purpose, man. Okay? And I want to read this here, and I'm going to end it on this. Just Genesis. I'll end it on this. Genesis 6 and 5. Genesis 6 verse 5. It says, because the world is in a totally disarrayed position right now. To the point where, there's only one thing that can change all of this wickedness, because there's no amount of fucking conventions, no amount of reasonings and understandings and podcasts that people make and all this bullshit about men and women and society and whatnot that's going to change all of this. The world is in an evil state, man. All right, and the only thing that can change it is the second death. Okay, which is what we prophesy and what the Bible talks about. The second death is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai destroying this system with nuclear missiles. Okay? which is the only thing that can change what's taking place currently in this world, man. Okay, so this is Genesis 6:5. It says, and the Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Yeah, and you can throw women into that too. See, this is during the time of Noah, before the first death, before the flood. The Lord was checking what was going on earth, man. And he said it here, the Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And that's the basically men were just doing wicked continually. Same with the women also, which is all wickedness taking place on earth, which is what's happening here, man. Okay, which is what's happening currently in America and in the UK and Europe and in all over the world. Is wickedness taking place. All right, it's the same thing happening now. It says, and it repented the Lord that he made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. Exactly. So the Lord was telling Noah, look, I'm going to destroy man. I'm destroying, this, what I've created, because they're doing complete wickedness on earth. And it's the same thing that's going to happen now. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to judge this current earth with the nuclear missiles, which is the second death. All right, which is going to destroy America, Babylon the Great, and also different parts of the world also are going to be hit with these missiles. Okay, that's what's getting ready to happen. And in particular, America, from like we always go into it, the whole of America is going to be engulfed in nuclear flames, and different parts of the world also are going to be engulfed in flames, man. It's just America's written in the scriptures to be totally done away with. Okay. It says, and the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping things, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with the Lord. And you know what? Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. That's basically, Noah is, if you fast forward to today, Noah is basically, the brothers in the truth today. We believe, Lord willing, of the great millstone, of the hopeful elect, the elect brothers today that believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We will be basically in Noah's stead. And we found grace in the eyes of the Lord. And when you find grace, it doesn't mean you can now continue on in your wicked ways. You basically try and live better, man. Try and live as close to the Lord as possible. Try and, repent, basically. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from the wickedness of society, basically. You walk a certain path, right? So we would be considered that as Noahs, basically, modern day Noahs, the brothers in the truth, all right? And basically we try and avoid this wickedness out here, because we know the judgment day is coming. It's fast approaching, and events like this, like just shows you how far gone people are. You know what I'm saying? They're arguing in nightclubs and running each other over, arguing in nightclubs and shooting each other to death, etc. This is how gone this world is, man. All right, it's just gone. The people have become lower than beasts, man. So with that, I'm gonna say all praises unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Shalom.